Welcome back. We're in Mahikeng today. This is the capital of the Northwest Province, Bokoni-Bophelong, and we're chatting about various budget votes in 4 of the 10 departments here, but we have good representation. So if there's any issue that you'd like to bring up or a comment you'd like to make about your province, you can do so. Hashtag TNA BizBrief, that's B-I-Z, or at Morning Live SABC. Hopefully, the conversation that we're having here might also contribute to issues that you're having in other parts of the country as well. So just before the break, we heard a little from each of our 4 MECs here about their big ticket items in their budget votes for the financial year ahead. Now, in the last 10 days or so, the Northwest Province has been in the newspapers, in the news, because of various disruptions, violent protests that have been taking place, and racism has also come through as a topical point. So MEC Nelson, I'm going to come to you actually and just try and take us through where we are now, because some of the images that we saw were quite concerning. There was looting of shops, burning down of houses, and we're not quite sure, is it all related, it is all linked? We've got Kalini, which has been topical, Lichtenburg.
Yep.
Tell us where we've been and where we are now.
Yes, well, Peter, Lichtenburg or Desbo municipality, we had a problem in Bladeville. Bladeville was an issue of service delivery. We also had an issue in Itsoseng, which was service delivery related. And then we had the issue in Kolini. And Kolini, the issue in Kolini was racism. Unfortunately, it was a racism issue, where a young boy was pushed off, allegedly thrown off a bakkie, and who lost his life. Now, when the problems in Bladeville had started, the Premier had set up a task team, and it then transpired at the same time that the alleged perpetrators no arrests had been made, and this then sparked up the flare in Kolini, where the community was very dissatisfied that no arrests had been made. And so while we had a situation in Bladeville and Itsoseng that was service delivery sparked, we had the issue in Kolini that was, due to racism. It was very unfortunate. The task team has spent a lot of time negotiating and working. A team was working, well, the Premier set up a team of 5 MECs. The 5 MECs then put a technical team together to address some of the issues, especially regarding the issues around service delivery. Around the issues of Kolini, there was a team as well that was put into place, a team that supported the family. You would know that it was extremely difficult to find the family of the young boy that lost his life. And what was very sad there is that the parents of this young boy do not live together. They are separated. And the boy's mother thought the boy had left, and she had thought he was with his father. And the father had thought that he was with the mother. And it took us quite a few days. We must also say thank you to the religious community within, or the religious sector within Kolini, that assisted government to go out and to try and find the parents. Social development government was out in full force, as well as sectors within the community. What then transpired was the issue of the bail application that came up, which was denied, as you know. It was all in the media. Bail was denied. The magistrate recused himself from the case, and a new magistrate then had to be appointed to the case. When the case then went to court, the alleged perpetrators then received bail, which then flared up again in Colini, and we saw all the incidents of violence taking place.
And you're appealing that court decision?
Well, what we are saying is, Peter, yes, we are assisting, we are going to, I must say, as the African National Congress, we have a responsibility. This is a vulnerable family. This is a family that if no one comes forward to assist, they will not be able to appeal. So as the African National Congress, we have taken a decision that we will help this family. As government, as the African National Congress government, we are also appealing to partners, to people to come out and partner with us to assist this family, because this family would not be able to assist, get legal representation for themselves. But at the same time, Peter, we are saying, this is a community that we need to bring together. It is a community that needs reconciliation, healing, and renewal. We live in one community. We need to work together. And we have gone out on Friday. There was a program of reconciliation, healing, and renewal. I also want to indicate, Peter, that there are people within the white community that have come forward and said, this cannot happen. We need to work together as a community in Colini. And really, they've stretched out their arms from our side. We have stretched out hands, and we said, we need to come together and we need to build this community. We need to build this town, because we cannot move forward in what has transpired.
Where are we now? Are things calm, under control?
It is calm. We have tried. We have, we're in constant discussions. The Premier has met people. He has spoken to people. We've brought groups together. So there is a calmness that is transpiring, that is there at the moment. I want to also say, in terms of Bladeville and Itsoseng, the task team has met. We have put the technical team, as I said, into place. We have reached a situation where we have come to some agreements around the service delivery issues. Some of these issues are very, very long outstanding issues. Some of these issues are issues that cannot be addressed in just a financial year. So we have come to an agreement with the community. In fact, just yesterday, we have finalized, we have agreements. We had all 10 departments out in the area, and we unpacked all of the problems, and we've put a program into place, which the community, the leaders that were spearheading these protests, have then, we've reached consensus. What we do want to say is, Peter, that we must appeal to our community, that infrastructure, no matter how dissatisfied we are with the service, we cannot condone damage to infrastructure. We do not have the funding. Our resources are very limited, and the moment we damage infrastructure, it sets us back.
Right.
So we need to do this, this urgent call to our community. We have an open door policy in government. We have our ward councillors out there who are having monthly meetings. If they are not having monthly meetings, community need to tell us, but we need to find ways together to address issues without vandalizing property.
So this is a theme that's sort of creeping into many areas. MEC Mochware, I'm going to ask you just now how your department can help with this renewal. But MEC Tlhape, the agricultural sector is notorious for these kinds of tensions. I think the Premier said that he was concerned about abuses that are taking place on farms by their owners to the workers. What do we know about what's happening in the agricultural sector? Is there a renewal taking place? Is it something that you're addressing?
Peter, like my colleague has indicated, it's not all white people, or even with farmers, it's not everybody. We're having farmers here in the province that are taking care of their farm workers. There is a calendar month around your October month where we're having farm workers, where we usually go out on farms, meet farms, the farmers and the farm workers. There are many examples that we could put forward, up to even Colini where the incident has happened. But probably we should be saying what brings out these issues, what prompts these acts. And the Premier and us are agreeing is the issues of unemployment, the issues of hunger, the issues of poverty. And incidentally, this happens once we are out as the province, going around the different municipalities in the different districts on an entrepreneurship program. The Premier is not here, he's in Ottosdal today, because that program is in Ottosdal, the VTSD, where we take every department, we take the banks, the private sector, we try to push our people to go into entrepreneurship, explaining to them opportunities that are there. You will know that the allegations in Colleen is that the deceased has eaten 2 heads of sunflower, because he was hungry, Peter, if we have to ask. And that is why we say to our people, we are here as government, as private sector, working in partnership to assist you to create your own jobs, to be able to feed yourselves. But Peter, I must indicate, like you were saying, the program of reconciliation, healing and renewal is only not for certain communities, even for the farm community. I will give you an example that even for drought mitigation, we are working with organized agriculture, your Grain Northwest Grain Organization, your NERPOS, and everybody, where we sit and talk about these issues to say, how do we bring both farmers together? You would have seen through our agricultural show that the sector is participating, the private sector, into this plans that we have. Now, it is those few elements that are still there, that still needs to be brought to the party. Through reconciliation, healing and renewal, we think we will be winning. I must indicate, Peter, that the owner of the farm where this issue happened has come to the party and is working with government to make sure that we access that farm for the youth of Colleen, so that we deal with this matter once and for all of poverty and unemployment.
Okay, Ms. Mtwari, your department seems to me kind of well positioned to try and reach the souls of people and change hearts in some way. And I'm going to ask you this question after this break, what you're doing. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back after this.